Hey, welcome again, everyone, to another stream with on the Bobby Legs channel. I'm your host, Bobby Legs. We were last night. Clayton and I did the Watch Soup, and we're back up for another day. I'm here joined by my good friend, Mr. Mike Finny, and waiting on Dib as always. But but this past weekend, Mike, we had seen each other. We met each other at the Watch Time event in New York City
hmm
and a couple events, right? We got Watch Time and Wind Up. But I wanted to get a feel. There's a lot of people in the chat who may not ever get a chance to go to one of these events, and we want to get your take on it. And also got some pictures here, some of your top 10 favorite in no particular order watches that you saw over the weekend. Dib
hmm
did the same, so I have those queued for when Dib gets here. But how are you doing, man? This has been a little while since you've been on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, as always. Yeah, it was a crazy weekend last weekend, lots of travel, and it was a great time. Saw a lot of watch friends, met some
Yeah.
new friends there as well. So it was a exciting weekend, as it usually is, fun filled. If you don't like watches, it's not a good place to hang out. But if you're into watches, there's no place better than New York during that weekend. There's so much to see and do between watch time and wind up. You can see so many different brands and meet a lot of people. So it's a lot of fun.
Awesome, awesome. And what do you have on wrist this evening?
Tonight is the Ming Lunatic.
Yeah, nice, very, very nice. I have a feeling Dib is probably going for his Ming. Let's say hello to. Oh, there he is. What's up, Dib? How are you doing?
Doing good. How about you
Yeah,
guys?
good, good.
Good.
Hey, what do you have on wrist tonight?
I have on my
Ooh, you look
Brigade 5207.
Fancy.
wow. That is awesome. Good for you, man, with your little brigade. Um, so let's see here. Let's say hello to the chat. I was looking for something here behind the scenes here, but let's say hello to the chat first, and then we'll get the breakdown of how the weekend was, and then we'll talk about the watches that you like. Bill is here. How you doing, Bill? Um, there's Marceau. Dib and Amin's IG's links are invalid. Okay, I will update those on the comments. Thank you for the heads up, Bill. Joey B's here. What's going on? He's wearing his Nomos tonight with Joey Wilson, switching it up the username. Hello, fellas, and he's wearing his Mad One S. Vinny, the OG champion. Okay. Ken
Yes.
Spear is here from Pittsburgh. Here's Caliber. How you doing, Caliber? Bobby's here. Good to see you, Bobby. Wayben, good to see you too. Wearing his Mr. Jones. Um, hey, Mr. Clayton, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. And Underachieving Watch Collector is here. All right, let's get going. Hey, so I'll start off with you, Mike, while Dib is chewing away. Um,
We
what?
interrupting your dinner, Dib? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Are we interrupting?
So set up the scene. So when do you arrive at New York?
This year I got there around 2 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay.
And I had a friend of mine who it was his first time coming to Watch Time. He and his wife joined as well. So we met them and had dinner Thursday night, and then we had plans starting Friday morning with a good number of people who were coming into town. So we started Friday morning at Cellini.
Yeah.
So historically, Cellini on the weekend of Watch Time New York, they have a Meet the Watchmaker or watch fair where they have a few of the brands that they represent in their store that they sell. Some of the watch owners,
Yeah.
the CEOs, and they have watchmakers come in to present their brands, and it really gives you uh, a really small audience with some of these watchmakers. So this year was different than last year. Some of the people, David Cando was there. The folks from Long and Heine were there again.
Mhm. Yeah.
Grubel Forsey. Um, who else am I forgetting? There's a few others, but then of course you have the inventory of Cellini there as well, which if you're into indies, it is, in
Yeah.
my opinion, unmatched in the country. They have such a great selection of brands. So
Yeah.
it's a really fun event. So we spent a few hours in there Friday morning, and then we grabbed some lunch, and we went to a few boutiques after that to kind of kill some time in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Went to Omega, saw the new Omega Speedmasters, the Dark Side
Yeah.
new releases, and a few other boutiques. So that was, and then of course Friday night was the start of the Watch Time event. Um,
And that's a more that's like a more formal part of the whole watch time weekend, right? I mean, not
yeah,
formal like black tie, but I mean like, but it was more like, drinks, right? And more, yeah, so it was more of that kind of environment, right, than your typical like
yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, right? And does Dib show up? Does you finally see Dib on that weekend at this event, or did you see Dib earlier?
Deb joined us Friday morning, so he arrived somewhat early Friday. Came and joined us for the tail end of breakfast, and then went on with us to Cellini and the boutiques. And
Yeah.
Dib did not go to the cocktail hour Friday night, but a few
Too
folks
poor.
not. Yeah, not only was there a cocktail hour this year, there was also for the first time a dinner for
Oh,
40 collectors and 10 folks from the watch
okay.
brands. So there was a small intimate 50-person dinner
And was that
that
upstairs?
a few folks, yes, went to,
Yeah.
and I think they set up in the mezzanine area.
Yeah.
So they spent a good amount of money to hang out in that esteemed company. They had a nice meal, and then got to chat with, very closely with a few of the brands more
Yeah.
directly. So that was a
Yeah.
great Friday night. I did not stay for the dinner,
Yeah.
but went to the cocktail hour, and it was packed. I mean, it was
Wow.
full. So I mean, it's a
Yeah.
crazy. A lot of people like to come in there and be among the first to get their hands on some of the watches
Right.
and stuff like that. So it's a good time to kick off that whole weekend.
Now, Dib, you go to at this point on Friday evening to wind up, right? Is that where you head off to?
Uh, I think that's what I did. Yeah.
Okay. How was that?
Right. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you
All
did you
right. So,
just give me a little bit more here, man? People want to know. People are here to see you and Mike talk about your experience. Tell us, like, what were you hanging out with the Formix guys? I heard you were hanging out with the Formix guys.
well, I caught up with Wilson, not Wilson, Kevin,
Yeah.
and we went to wind up together. And by the end, we kind of came back because I had my luggage stored with Wolfie, and then I had to go back to my hotel. So
Yeah.
it was very busy.
Yeah.
Um, People were very happy to see all the watches. They were happy to interact with the watch owners. I was tired.
Yeah. 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 I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sick. That's
Oh,
why
okay.
I've been
Okay.
battling a fever for the last 4 days. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, well, you gotta take that emergency, man, when you get on the plane, man. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get stock up with that stuff. Okay. So Saturday, I see you guys, right? I'm there. I bring my son, and we go and to watch time, and that was like I mean, I feel like I've been going there for the last 3 of the last 4 years, and I know Saturday is pretty nutty anyway, but I felt like this Saturday was even crazier. And I was
Hmm.
there for like the first like hour. Than it typically has been in the last couple of years, and it makes sense. The event, it's getting more mature, right? Meaning that they're doing it every year now. It's been for a while, and then people are will gravitate to this. More and more people will gravitate to this. So, and you guys, as soon as we walked in, like Wolfgang made a beeline to our work, and so you guys were hanging out there, and that was good to see. Um, so you guys do watch time on Saturday. Is that all that you're doing, Mike, on that day? You guys go no, but you
True.
guys go. you guys go to FPJ, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we were only in there for a couple of hours Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You're right, it was crowded. That day was sold out, right? So
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I can remember that one of the weekend days was actually sold out. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't just walk up and get in. So it was pretty nutty. But because we were there Friday night there and we were going to be there all weekend,
Yeah.
there wasn't much pressure to have to see stuff, right? When it's
Right.
that busy. So we spent a couple hours, grabbed some lunch, and then went to Jorn. So we spent an hour at FP Jorn, kind of getting hands-on with, I don't know what it was, 6 or 8 pieces that Vasil brought out to show us. So, I mean, it's always fun going to Jorn because,
Yeah.
you see things that, you don't typically get to see and get hands-on with. And, it's a bit of a tease because you can't always get these watches, right? So,
Right.
but it's still a great time. I enjoy going there and looking at the watches. And, even if you can't, if you can't afford them or you can't get them or whatever, it's still great to see the quality and the horology that's
Absolutely.
on display there. So, and it's,
Yeah.
you get to hang out with a bunch of friends and, oogle the watches and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's good.
Now, Dib, did you make it to FB Jorn on
Yeah.
Saturday? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Epijon in the afternoon. Then where did we go? We went to 1916
Hmm.
for
Okay. Yeah.
DB private debutone showing. That
Oh,
was
wow.
fun.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I'm finally on the wait list to get on the wait list for a new John. So it's extremely exciting for me because now I
Ex-
have to.
Explain that.
Uh,
Explain. What do you mean you're on the wait list for the wait for the wait list? Like,
Well, I
what is it?
mean, I live in the south, so
Yeah.
my closest boutique is Miami.
Yeah.
So as per Jean, the boutique rules, you have to fly down to like fly down or walk into the boutique, show up at their events. They get to know you as a collector,
Yeah.
and
Gotcha.
that's when you schmooze and start saying, "Oh, I need this watch. Oh, I need
Yeah.
this watch." Just do a
Yeah.
Wilson. So that's when, slowly and steadily, after 2.5 years of begging,
Yeah.
flight tickets, hotel tickets, expensive dinners, you are rewarded with a Jean. Oh my
Yeah.
freaking God.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so I got on the list. So now I'm going to be in Miami, living up the high life.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike,
Um,
are you also on the list for the for on the list of the list, or are you
It's
like?
a long story, Bobby.
Yeah.
I once was on the list. I was actually on the list, not the list of the list, but I was actually on the list. But
Yeah.
sadly, I'm no longer on the list due to my
well,
location
I'm,
where
I'm
I live.
supposed to be
Oh.
I'm supposed to be contacted by the events manager
Yeah.
because I met a representative from the Miami boutique, and he's like, "You never show up." I'm like, "Bro, I don't get the deets." He's like, "Oh, you haven't been getting them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, 2 years in." Like, he's like, "Why did you not tell me?" I'm like, "I couldn't be bothered." So like we have a really nice relation.
Yeah.
So
Actually, Rocky,
we're working.
if you're seeing this, I do need my John. Just saying, you know,
No,
I can't.
there's like 20 people watching this, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You're right.
but apparently I'm supposed to get a call from the events manager.
Okay.
So let's see. 2028, maybe there's an elegant sitting on my wrist, but
And that
we
and
all
so
know how.
that's the bar of that's the barrier of entry, right? The elegant,
That's the
and then
only one I can afford.
yeah.
That's like mid
Okay. Okay.
20s now.
Okay. Okay.
I can't, I'm not in that category where I can afford it. Well, I don't like the base
Yeah.
Johns. I just don't like them. They're a waste of money if you ask me.
Mm.
Ugh. But
Hey,
if
watch what you
I'm
say.
buying yeah, I know. But if I'm buying a John,
Yeah.
you add another 10-15,000 on top of the base chronometric range. That's where I think you're getting a little bit of, well, when I say value, you know what I mean.
I know what you
Just
mean. I know what you mean.
so, you get like 2 or 3 complications. That's when you're like, okay, you know what? I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah.
All those Frontier flights are going to pay up there. So,
I don't think an FP Jordan watch has ever been on a Frontier flight. I
actually, to be honest, we have a couple of collectors in Atlanta and it's like $40 to go to Miami in the morning. So they just go,
Okay.
have the event and then come back.
Yeah.
And if you pay like an extra $50, you sit up front, away from the smells. So, just say, I do the same thing. I travel first class in Frontier, baby.
Mhm.
Anyhow,
Mike, you
yeah.
had anything to say about this? No, okay.
You say that wasn't.
Apparently, I'm doing it all wrong. I
Yeah.
need to talk to Dib more about
Well,
the way to obtain
in
an
a
F
first
du jour.
class Frontier seat, nobody
Yeah.
sits in the middle, so you're shielded from the germs.
Right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Keith says wind up was a good time. We'll get into
Wind up
that.
was good. Wind up was
My
good.
wife liked it too, more than I thought she would. Yeah, we'll get into wind up as well. Hey, Rob, MST, what's going on? Okay, so Jorn, 1916. You guys see a bunch of watches there, and then anything else after that?
Then I'm gonna let
Oh
Mike
yes.
tell the story. There
Okay.
was
Oh yes. The highlight
Mike
of the
went through the.
weekend.
Hold on. So let me size the situation. Mike went through the 5 stages of grief, and knowing that what he's about to tell you, he won't get it.
Okay.
As we have heard before a couple of years ago, you won't get it.
Yeah.
So Mike, you won't get it. Just saying.
Thank you, Dib. I appreciate your support. So while we're at 1916, somebody who was there who was not part of our group told us while we were looking at watches that he had just come from the Longa boutique in New York and had seen the Honey Gold Odysseus and the new enamel minute repeater, the perpetual minute repeater that they launched this year. And I immediately stopped what I was doing and I said, could you repeat that again? And he repeated exactly what I just said. And I'm like, we have to go. And by this time, this is like 4:45 in the evening Saturday, and they close at 5, the boutique, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good 10-minute walk from 1916 to the Longa boutique. So we immediately go downstairs, take the elevator out the door, start walking the wrong direction for about 2 minutes, and then realize we're going the wrong way. So we had to turn around and go back across the street.
Don't you hate that?
So we get there, yeah. So we get there literally 2 minutes before the place closes, right? I felt bad for Dib. I almost made him run, right? Like he was walking as quickly as he's ever walked in his life, but he got there with us, and they let us in, and Amin went over and said, I understand that you have these 2 watches on the premises. Would it be possible for us to see them? And the kind sales lady said, sure, absolutely. So we got sat down in this little booth area toward the back of the boutique, and she brought them both out on a tray, and it was like the angels were singing, Bobby. It was a religious experience for me personally to see both of these watches that I'll never own. Exactly.
Thank you.
But the most beautiful things, unbelievable. Like I never thought I would even see them, much less ever get a chance to hold one or own one. Certainly in the future. So yeah, we got to spend 15 or 20 minutes in the boutique. Oogling these watches, handling them, drooling on them, crying, weeping. I think I openly wept a couple of times. It was embarrassing, but that's the way it was. I think Dib took a couple of candid photos. I was going through some emotions, and I think he captured some of those on film. So it was it was the highlight of the day for me personally, certainly. The Debithoons were terrific, but this eclipsed that by a wide margin for me personally. So
excellent.
So yeah, that was the highlight for Saturday for me.
So any hope?
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. The sales lady was very nice. She made it sound like that there would be hope and possibility. Right. She said, we can work on a path toward these. And I said, they're sold out. Like you can't get them. There's only 100 of the Odysseus and maybe 50 or so of the minute repeaters. So they're all long sold, and I will never see in either of them ever through a boutique. So anyway, I still enjoyed the time there. So it was good fun.
No, that's awesome.
No,
And
and
then
I can't afford a $700,000 watch either. By the way,
right,
just to
right,
put
right,
that
right.
out there.
Yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. Um, okay, and then so that pretty much wrapped up the watch stuff for that day, or did you guys still
That was
end
the
up?
watch stuff. Yeah, that was the watch stuff for the day.
Then you guys do
We
dinner or
had
something like that, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
we had to go to Wolfie's favorite steak place back at the hotel called Skirt Steak,
yeah.
where you can eat a nice steak dinner, a salad, and unlimited French fries for $45. Or
Oh,
yeah, and
not bad.
you can upgrade your steak for $25 to Wagyu, which many people did. So
Yeah. Was
yeah,
it
it was
real
good.
Wagyu? I guess was it real? Okay.
Supposedly, as far
Okay.
as I know.
Um, and then so Sunday you guys go back to
Hmm.
the watch time event.
Yep.
And is it pretty much that's all you guys did, or did you guys also any other places that you guys hit up, boutiques or anything like that?
No, not on Sunday. The
Not Sunday.
boutiques are closed on Sunday. I think most of
Okay.
them are. So
Yeah.
there wasn't an opportunity to go back to any more boutiques. So it was pretty much watch time, and then we
Mm,
went and grabbed lunch, and then came back to watch time.
yeah.
So we were there, I don't know, till 3. And it closed at 4. We left before it closed, so we were probably there till 3 o'clock or something like that,
Okay. Okay.
maybe.
Cool. So I'm gonna pull up some of the pictures that you took, Mike. Some of the watches that your top 10 of that weekend, and then we'll go into Dib and talk a little bit about Wind Up and some of the micro brands. I want to talk about a couple brands that I saw on. Look, I'm impressed by everything I saw at Watch Time. Right, everything is great. Uh, Wind Up surprised me a little bit, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's take a look at some of your timepieces. No particular order, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about this one, the Langenheim, right? Tell us about this one.
Yeah. So this was a Cellini. This is the manufacturer issue of the George.
Hmm.
I saw one of these last year. They brought one of these. I mean, it's just an amazing watch.
Yeah.
The backside. I didn't take a picture of the backside, but it's the standard caliber 8 that they put in the
Yep.
George model.
Yep.
One of the finest finished watches.
Mm.
The architecture is spectacular. I have a thing for German watches, clearly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is right up there. So some of the finest craftsmanship you will see in a watch
Agreed.
here. So just absolutely beautiful, and the little see-through window there is kind of cool.
Yep.
So I mean, just beautiful. So yeah, it was definitely always fun to put that one on.
Yep. Next here we have. Tell us about this guy.
Yeah, so this is the Scorpion, Urwerk Scorpion, newly released. I really was introduced to Urwerk last year at Watch Time. I never thought Urwerk would be a watch that I would like or that would work for me personally, but it's really dependent on the model. And this new one, super cool. The time you can go forwards or backwards with it, with the satellites spinning around. And the way that this watch kind of hugs the wrist is different than many other Urwerks that I've tried on that feel a little blockish and bulky on the wrist. This one feels very contoured to the wrist and very comfortable. The only problem is the retail price on this.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's spectacular. So
Yeah. Moving along. Oh, very nice. I saw this one up
yeah,
close.
yeah.
Uh,
This was the first watch I put on at Watch Time this year.
yeah.
And because I made a beeline because this is one of the ones I wanted to see most.
Yeah.
The new Aventurine Pano Lunar. It is gorgeous,
Absolutely.
absolutely
Yep.
gorgeous, and they're making 180 of them. Will not be too easy to get. It's platinum. It sits on the wrist really nicely. So comfortable. And it's not outrageously priced for what it is. I think it's 36,000, which is a lot of money, obviously, but for what it is, I think it's okay from a price perspective. So
Yeah.
the possibility maybe down the road of getting, but it is absolutely beautiful. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, like this watch, like whatever. I mean, the lighting. I mean, they know what they're doing, and it just like sparkled,
Yeah.
and it was just so beautiful. It reminded me. A long time ago, I went to the d'Orsay Museum in Paris, and they had the Starry Night by Van Gogh, and it's in a very kind of it's kind of like in a dark room, but they have the lights, you know, focus on the painting, and the stars in the painting, they seem to like glow, like light bright, like a little light bright thing that kids used to
Yep.
put on, like that. And
Yep.
that's what this kind of reminded me of.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful watch. Always fun to talk to those people. I got to talk to them just a little bit. I was trying to get my son, because they have like their little display with the watchmaker, and and playing around with the movement, and they offered they asked my son if he wanted to come on. He was like a little nervous to do that. Me and Wolfgang and my son were just in amazement. This one woman was working with a screw, and it looked like just a flake. Like the screw was so small. Like we were just like, even with like like how did they even do it? You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
amazing. Just
Yeah, I
very, very.
tried it a couple years ago and quickly realized that watchmaking was not in my future at all. They told me there was a screw on the piece of paper sitting in front of me, and I couldn't even find the screw, basically. I mean, it's so small. I mean, you have to have these magnifying glasses on to even see the thing, and then much less, trying to put it into the balance wheel was comical. So
Yeah,
God bless them.
Waving,
I'm glad there's people that can do that.
this was like 10 or 15 years ago, so maybe the Starry Night was at the d'Orsay for whatever kind of tour, but I'm talking about 10 or 15 years ago. Okay, let's move on to the next timepiece of Chopek. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so this is their new plique de jour. It's like a stained glass window, is the kind of the best way to describe this watch, and it looks so different in person than it does in the promotional pictures that they put out. Where the glass is what you really see on this watch, much more so than the panes of the window, so to speak, that's on the dial. Absolutely beautiful. There's 10 pieces. They were all sold out already. So within a day of release, all 10 were gone, which is great for them. But it was absolutely the hit of the show. Everybody wanted to see that watch and try it on. Kudos to them for a great release. It's absolutely stunning. It's expensive, I'll tell you that, but it's gorgeous. The materials and the time it took to build these dials are absolutely insane. So anyway, really, really like this one.
And next timepiece.
Yeah, so this is Ming. This is the first time Ming is at Watch Time. I think they've been at Windup in the previous years. They were at Watch Time this year.
No Windup?
No, Dib shaking his head. They weren't at Windup.
First time in New York City for a big show.
First time in New York City for a big show. Okay. So this is the midnight world time, and it's limited to 25 pieces. They still have a couple left. They brought it to the show. First time I had seen it in person. Love their world timer. It's super cool. It's got a great movement, a Schwartz ATN movement in it. Not cheap, but really nice. It looks like a Ming. It's got all the Ming characteristics, but a really nice job on this world time. So it's the second in a series that they've their 2901 series, I think it is. Dib will correct me if I'm wrong there.
And FP Journe.
Yeah, so this of all the FP Journe watches that we saw, this was my favorite. Absolutely. The Resonance. This is not a first watch. So even if you wanted this as your first watch, you are not getting this one as a first watch, I was told. Yeah. But it's super cool. It's just a beautiful, the movement on the backside also equally spectacular. This just looks like a Journe to me. This has got all the hallmarks and characteristics of what an FP Journe watch should look like. It's I think Dib called them basic, or kind of the lower end of Journe. This is not in that category. This is definitely a step up. But of all the ones we saw, and we saw some beauties, this one was for me my favorite.
Longa.
At 1916, we not only got to see Debethoons, but kind of pretty much they were willing to bring out anything they had in stock. I saw this in the window and asked him if I could take a look at it. This is the Longa One Tourbillon.
Yeah.
Had never seen one in person before, or much less tried one on. So it was a great chance to get to do that. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely. Is that honey gold too? I can't tell from the
No, it was not. It's rose.
rose. Okay.
Mhm.
Another Longa.
Yeah, so this
No,
is
this
the minute
is the
repeater we
Langa.
saw. This is the one that we saw at the boutique. This is
Okay.
the new minute repeater.
Yeah.
I've already talked about that. You can probably see some drool on the watch. That's my DNA. They had to wipe it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This is the other one,
that's
right?
the honey gold Odysseus. Yeah,
Oh,
just
wow, that's a beautiful watch.
yeah, it is absolutely stunning. It's the first time I've got to see a honey gold piece in person. To see it on the Odysseus with the full bracelet was ridiculous. So good.
They do
I
honey
would.
gold so well, don't they? I mean, I've
They
seen
yeah,
his work in honey gold in person,
yeah,
and it's just beautiful.
yeah. They reserve it for very special pieces, that material. So if you get a chance to see something in honey gold from Longa, it's worth hustling to the boutique to get to see for sure.
And finally, a Chopard, huh?
Yeah, this is the Chopard Quattro Platinum. This was something I really liked when I saw it when it came out at Watches and Wonders. So I was hoping to get hands-on with this at the show, and it did not disappoint. The dial is beautiful. 8-day double barrel, 8-day power reserve. So it's got all the things that you would want in a very fine dress watch, and it looks basic, but it's far from it. And the backside is also very nicely done and decorated. So yeah, those were some of my favorites that I saw over the weekend.
Very, very nice, very nice. Thank you, Mike, for sharing that.
Mhm.
Really
Yep.
appreciate that. Dib, okay. Hey, let's talk wind up. I mean, I know we're gonna go through yours, and I know not all of them are from wind up. They're from watch time, but let's talk wind up and tell me some of the pieces that you were, some of the brands that you were there to see, and then like, did anything catch you by surprise?
Nothing caught me by surprise. I mean, they're
Well, in
boilerplate.
the positive way that you liked.
In a positive way, I tried to even it out between watch time and wind up.
Yeah.
The only one I would buy, if somebody told me, okay, you need to buy one, is a Strom that I put in. That was really nice. It
We'll
felt
take a look at that.
polished.
Yeah.
What else? Couple of Christopher Wards, they were really nice. And
Yeah.
then what else? Bunch of them.
Yeah.
And
So
that's where my attention to detail ends for wind up.
I gotcha. I understand.
I went to the booths. The owners were really nice.
Yeah,
Most of them.
Yeah.
Well, all of them. I don't want to be negative. But it's just not a fair that I like to go because of the people, but at this point they need to put some money. All these people coming in for free. You need to put some money to stop some clouds coming in. There was one individual who, I mean, I'm trying to get a coffee, and this one individual looks at my camera and says, "Oh, I create art." And what does she do? She takes like that person takes pictures of street signs. So all she does is lowers the exposure, and then off it goes to Instagram. So she's a creator. So we need to get those people out by putting like a $25 entry fee. But other than that, like Hanharts were decent.
Marceau
Junkers was there.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. What else? Studio Underdog was nice. They were decent.
So, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was one of the brands that I was very surprised how much I liked it. Like I've never really seen one in person. Just
They're
see
decent.
whatever.
They're decent watches.
And then I was, so the line to get into wind up was ridiculous. I was like around the corner. It was just crazy.
Was it just for buying the watch or just getting in?
No, just to get in.
Okay.
So like I was like on another avenue. right? It was on Fifth Avenue, whatever it was, and then I was like on the avenue behind it. That's how
Oh
crazy
wow.
the line was.
Yeah,
But
if I saw that line, I wouldn't have gone in.
yeah, but we're glad I'm glad I waited because it really did go quick. I mean, like it was like 20 25 minutes, and I was hanging out with my son and we were talking, and it actually went pretty fast. I was worried that he was going to lose patience, but we get there, and right before I'm entering, like I noticed that one of the guys in front of me is wearing a Studio Underdog watch, and I was like, that doesn't look too bad, and so they were one of the brands that caught me by surprise. I think in person, I know they're kind of like you can say that they're kind of goofy, right? Those watches, but when you see them in person and you know what they are, and you know that's not something that's going to be like, we're not talking high horology here by any means. It's just a fun timepiece. Like it's very compelling, and I liked the collab with Fears that they did. Now, I'm coming around on Fears. Like I think my hang up was like I feel like they're very overpriced, those watches. But if you buy into the story, if you buy into that, like maybe you can like psych yourself into liking them and picking one up. But the Studio Underdog collab, for the price, is pretty good. And now the Manhattan was the one that was really limited, that you could only get at that if you got the chip. I didn't get
Excuse
the
me.
chip.
Yeah.
Um, but they had like
Well,
the Mimosa and whatnot, and those look good too. Those look
I think most of us in our little group are at a point in our watch collecting where we really, there's no point buying those watches. But to counterpoint, given the fact that I get price fatigue anytime I go into a booth at watch time. I'm like, new
yeah,
indies coming up, 70 grand. It's like,
I know.
let's go to the market and get a Gator. It's 70 grand. So
Yeah,
see, places like Wind Up, brands inside Wind Up is giving a relevance to somebody who's entering the hobby and doesn't want the typical Seiko, Citizen,
yeah.
Hampton, the
Great
bunch.
point. Great point. I'm getting.
I definitely get that enthusiasm with
Yeah,
people
yeah.
because like a Speedy costs like 9 grand now.
I know.
Like come on.
Yeah,
Let-
I'm
let's be
definitely
real.
I'm definitely coming around. I'm actually coming around back to micro brands. Like like actually thinking about like maybe at like one day in the near future, like picking a couple of them up because like I am kind of like overwhelmed by the price point in some of these luxury watches that I like and love, but like now they're getting a little too further away, and even in the secondary, they're still you know kind of
I
like
mean, everything goes
priced out.
up, right? I mean,
Yeah,
nothing is going down. So
yeah,
it's just you have to pick your spot and choose what you want to buy. And the brands that wind up, especially between $0 and $2,000, they
yeah,
are very compelling for somebody coming in.
yeah.
Like,
That, that
even the brand I hate the most, Highlander watches, they're completely shit watches.
stop it.
They are
I'm
they
gonna
are
stop you right
dirt.
there.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna,
let's say they're special. Let's say they're special. These special watches, people are just
yeah,
they're at the thrift store, they're at a flea market. Oh, I'm going to give you 10% off. Yes, sir. Good deal. Good deal. Let's go.
yeah,
These bullshit watches. And the guy doesn't even pretend that they're copying Seiko.
yeah,
So
yeah,
one of our mutual friends, he's like, oh, so they made a so Seiko, I think, made a turtle with like a Jaws limited edition like a
yeah,
couple of months
yeah,
ago, and they just bloody copied it. And they're owning it. Oh my god, like this is better. I'm
yeah,
like, what the hell is happening? There's just. But again, for like like $350, and then you're getting a 10% off. That's $34.90. Oh wow,
yeah, yeah.
like quality, right? So
Serica watches. Serica watches was another watch brand that was kind of like compelling to me. They actually looked a lot better in person. I know that might get a little bit guff from the Austrian, but I was impressed with them. Hey, let me tell you a quick story before I give you. We'll go through your picks and talk more. So um, I have the Dib and and I was wearing that, right? And so I go to Formex because I've been wanting to buy a strap. It's got like the curved, um,
Mhm.
you know,
Carved
uh,
lugs, yeah.
curved lugs. So like, and on their website, the last time I checked about a month or two ago, like they were out of stock at a certain leather watch, like the green leather. That's what I wanted. So I go there and I ask them, do they have any straps? And they go, yes, and they have the strap that I'm looking for. And I'm actually talking to the guy with the beard um, from Formex,
Raphael. Sorry, Marcus.
Marcus. Yeah, not Raphael, Marcus. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so he's like, yeah, can I help you? And I'm like, this is what I want. He's like, okay, it's $100. Or I'm like, all right, well, whatever. And then he sees the watch and he's like, oh yeah, that's a great watch. And I'm like, I know, a friend of mine, worked on this watch, and he's like, oh, Giancarlo. And I'm like, no, 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 my friend Dib. He's like, Dib, he designed the watch. And I'm like, I know. And then he's like, oh yeah, I hung out with him last night. And I'm like, oh cool, yeah, no, he's great. He's like, okay, the strap is $80. I got a $20 discount because I knew you.
All
I
right,
threw your name out.
there's a Chipotle meal right there. Congrats. Well, I included the inflation for Chipotle too.
Yeah.
The Dib
But
discount.
I got a Dib discount. I threw your name out a little bit, and then but it paid off. Anyway, look, I mean, like there was a lot of interesting watches there. There was a lot of like stuff that I just wouldn't go nowhere near. But again, compelling micro brands are starting to be more. I'm seeing they're more compelling to me these days now. Let's see here. The Nor Quain ice cream and the Bremont titanium release were pretty good. Bobby's saying. And do they still do allocations for the one? I'm not
God
sure.
knows.
I'm not sure if they do or not.
They might. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know, but you'll probably have to email them. Mesa, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. But I mean, it's compelling. I mean, so your dog is compelling. I might have to pick up one of those. Anyway, let's jump right into some of the your picks for the weekend. Let's bring that up here, and yeah, starting off with the Ming. Tell us about this one.
So this is a Ming chronograph. It's an ultra high-end chronograph from the brand with a very fancy movement. It has an Agenhauer movement, and this is
Yeah,
Mr. Finney's watch.
yeah,
Great watch. It
good watch.
looks infinitely better. I mean, it looks awesome in pictures, but I cannot tell you the depth, the level of the dial, like how well made,
Mhm.
and again, I think this was around $35,000 new, not exactly cheap, actually very expensive. But if you look at the amount of work that has gone in,
Mhm.
if this came from, let's say, Moser, this would be 85 grand easy.
Yeah,
I mean, and again, like I'm considering the amount of work on the
yeah,
dial that went in,
yeah.
and the etching on the crystal, and and it's a monopusher movement. Mike, is it a rutter pound?
No,
Sorry, it's a flyback, right? It's a flyback.
no,
No,
nope,
not a flyback. So
nope.
yeah, I mean, it's one of the best watches I handled. Very polished, first class.
Nice. Yeah, good looking watch. Next up,
This was one of my wind up ads. Like you'll probably need to zoom zoom in, but
can I
this was,
zoom in? I don't know if I could zoom in from here.
but
Anyway,
it's
go.
fine. I mean, it's a Strom with titanium watch on a strap. I mean, the price point was like mid twos.
Yeah,
Dial was definitely a plus. I think it's like hand hammered or something. He was going on and on. I did not pay attention, but I did like the watch, and I would buy it. This is one of the two watches that I would buy if somebody told me, okay, you had to buy a micro brand right now.
wow. Okay, awesome. Um, here, this is a Sarpaneva.
It's a Sarpaneva with a
Yeah,
jump R. It's a kind of a rotating art disc all the way at the top with some cool lume, and you have a central minute hand that's going round and round. I loved it. I mean, one of the highlights of my trip was meeting Stefan. So I have a SUF Helsinki Vetehinen, the diver,
yeah.
and I mean, and the other guy who handles the shipping and the logistics, his name is Will or Ville. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. They were great. They were. I mean, I actually, like when you see some, like I showed, like here's the watch, and like Stefan, like he took the watch. He told it around, like he's like, like I could see the joy in his eyes
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't really replicate that, and that was like a big moment for me because I don't get excited at things a lot. Like understand it's really nice, and like they were so nice people, and I want to give my business to them again. I want to buy another Sarpaneva, maybe in the near future.
yeah,
Lovely watches. They're not the cheapest, and you can argue that you can get better value watches from different brands, but they give you a unique perspective and design which you can't get from some. So, all in all, perfect.
nice. Moving on to Leica. Now, a couple of you guys really were taken by these watches.
Well, I think I'm okay. I need a discount, but so this is called the ZM12.
Yeah,
It's designed by the same guy who designed the HMO's Streamliner watch. The bracelet was finished very nicely. On the edges, they were polished. On the it had the right amount of polish and
yeah,
satination. I mean, it has a chronode movement. Dare I say the price is reasonable in this crazy market? It's 60 to 50 US dollars, and the titanium piece was around 71. It's a 39 millimeter big crown. I love the big crown. Overall, I mean, if I had to buy a watch from Watch Time, this would be the watch I'd buy. Love the watch. They had a couple different colors, but the green kind of stood out for me.
nice. Piaget.
That's the Pimp Daddy watch. Come on, I mean, if you can't appreciate that watch for what it is, please, I mean, just look at it.
Yeah, no,
Piaget Polo 79 and yellow gold with some stripes. Uh, I mean, I was blown away. And again, there are better watches to buy, but that was my favorite. Like
yeah.
nothing came, like you wear it and then you're walking and you already feel like you're like a big thug. Love it. I mean, people need to see it in person. It's amazing. Like I have nothing but good words to say about the watch. I know there will be people who hate it, but
Yeah.
it's just first love. Like you see the watch and then you're like, shit. I wish I studied hard or married a rich woman.
Okay, okay. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Uh, is that a Breguet?
That's a Breguet.
Yeah.
I think it's called the 7037. So this is part of the 50th and the 250th anniversary limited editions that came out. I still don't remember if this is limited or not, but it's basically a 37 millimeter tradition case, which was discontinued for a long time because Breguet moved to a 40 mil case, but 37 and the disc with the hours and minutes, that's Flinke enamel blue. I mean, I did not post the best picture of this watch. Words cannot tell you how great the watch is. I mean, this would fight with the Pim Daddy Piaget, you know,
Wow.
PDP, PDP with Breguet. I don't know which to take. I mean, like the PDP for the the nightly stuff, the Breguet for the morning out meetings. So yeah, I mean, lovely piece.
You can wear the Piaget to the disco in the evening and your Breguet to the meetings in the morning, the business meetings in the morning.
There you
Sure,
go.
I mean,
There you go. Okay. Next up, another
it's another
Breguet.
Breguet.
Oh boy.
Yes. So one of our friends actually put a deposit on this, but I wish I was rich, or I grew up to be rich someday. So this is a 38 millimeter Breguet Classique. I don't remember the reference, but it's closely related to the 5177.
Hmm.
Now, Breguet I don't think they've ever done a black enamel dial with a rose gold case with a no date. And the no date part is the big part. This was absolute perfection. You have a little bit of money. You need one dress watch for the rest of your life. This is it. Now, there were conflicting information about the availability of the watch because apparently it's a Breguet limited edition, only limited to the boutiques. Then another sales lady told us it's limited to 24. I'm like, yeah, no. Um, But as of now, you can only buy it from the boutique. They're taking deposits. Great watch. I mean, words cannot. I mean, this picture is not the best representation of this watch at all. I mean, this was amazing in person. And if Amin was here, he would explain why black lacquer is very difficult to
Hmm.
put down and create perfect harmony. And I don't know. I mean, if I had $33,000 flying around, I would have put a deposit down. Like I was that infatuated with this watch.
Wow. Wow. Amazing, Dib. Amazing. Next up, Daniel Roth.
Yes. So this picture again is a horrible picture, but we were in a dimly lit room without the strippers. So this was at 1916. Um, this is the Daniel Roth platinum case, 38 millimeter. I think this is still in production. Yes, it is in production. That's what the salesperson at Gobberg told, or not Gobberg, 1916 told us. And you can have this for $73,000. If you have the money, great watch. You cannot go wrong with a two-hander platinum piece from Daniel Roth. You pay the price for the name and the
Yeah.
workmanship.
Yeah.
So no complaints. Wish I could afford it.
No complaints. What do we got here?
So I don't remember the name of this watch, but this is the 38 millimeter MBNF that came out, and it's
Hmm.
basically see-through. I could see my wrist hair, so I was given a suggestion to just shave the hair off my wrist. Um, it's just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's an awesome watch.
Yeah.
You could see the entire movement, and the funniest thing was like I was there wearing my brigade, and the MBNF guy, he was all over my brigade. So I was surprised as to how popular this watch was. But I mean, compared to that, this is nothing. So top class.
Game recognizes game, Dib.
Yeah, man, how you doing? Um, Wilson woke me up. Okay. I think you just missed some interesting points that Div was making. Anyway, finally, what's this guy? I can't. I'm sorry. I should
Well,
have zoomed into
this
these.
is this is called a Fullen Murray,
Oh,
and
okay.
I like the watch because of the name. So
Name of
the
it.
watch is called the Disco Volante. Now, if you are into cars, so basically, a couple of years ago, a company in Italy did a resto mod of a Ferrari. It was called the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante. Oh my god! So I mean, just with the name, I mean, the watch looks nice. It's ready for a cocktail dinner with your missus, with the missus wearing it. But great watch. But the name, come on! I mean, when you have a watch called the Disco Volante, that's it. That's what you need. That I'm not shaving my wrist here for. But it's the name. The name makes the watch.
Okay. It's a small watch, but worth shaving your wrist hair for. Hmm.
But to
Very.
be honest, the watch was decently built. It was decently
I get it now.
priced. It's fine. I mean, it's not for me, but there were plenty of people interested in it. So as I said, like the point of me buying these micro brands don't make sense to me because I'm trying to reduce,
Mm,
coalesce,
yeah.
have less pieces. But they are a great entryway into something which you can't afford, like like whatever, like a used brigade. That's not achievable for many people, but they want a dress watch while looking good with a
Right.
decent movement. You know, they wind up there for all the people there. So can I mean, and again, we have made fun of the brands in the past. There's some mirth in my voice, which suggests that I'm making fun. But come on, Disco Volante, baby. It's like having a test driver in Lamborghini called Max Venturi. How cool is that? Just tell me. That's what it is. That's the name. Like if this was named Billy Bob, ugh, but no. Billy Bob in Kentucky driving a Corvette doesn't have the same ring as Max Venturi driving a Lamborghini Gallardo. So just say.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, you guys won't get the references because you guys don't watch Top Gear.
Uh,
To answer Amin's question, I did try the Denisons and they were trash.
yeah, I missed the Denison. Sorry. Um, Billy Bob sounds more like Lion Seed. Dib has OD'd on Triactin. It sounds like. Well, you know what? Hey, look, I appreciate the you got pep. You got you. I don't know
Well,
what.
Amin, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. The watches felt like a $200 quartz watch from Macy's with a nice dial. I wouldn't spend $750. You
Hmm,
see, Keith is the ultimate brand ambassador of Windup, and he
yeah,
doesn't get the hype.
yeah.
That's
He's
my
like Mr.
case.
One. Like if they had like a beauty pageant, like he'd win. He'd win.
I mean, Keith
Like
genuinely
the
loves the
stash.
watches, and
Yeah,
like,
wind up.
um, even through his slow and calm nature, you could see the excitement, popping
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. He's
And
cool under pressure.
unfortunately, he's very cool.
Yeah,
Just said. But yeah, Denison is not worth the hype. I don't know why. I mean, they did that collab with Time and Tide, and that's when it just blew up.
yeah.
Like there was no standing space at the Denison booth. It was as popular as Islander, and the shittiest brand ever. You
Wow.
know, just saying.
Okay. Finny, I mean, like, what do you say to this? Do you kind of just like
Uh,
do you kind of just let him have the ball and just like move out of the way and let him drive at the hoop? When Dip's on fire.
Dib at Windup. Yeah, I try not to get in the way. Just let him go. He's a speed train at this point. So just get out of the way.
I mean, I like looking at the brands. I like looking at the watches. But
Yeah, it's fun.
hold on, before we leave,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Give me a second, my friends here.
What? He's your friend, Mike. He's your
Yeah,
friend.
I
He's my
know.
friend there, but
He's like a little brother, or actually, he could be my son. He's
yeah.
that age. So
I feel like Dib is like the mascot of like of
yeah,
our group. I mean, like, yeah, little brother, yeah, son, but he's like a mascot. Like especially when
yeah.
he gets into the furry stuff. You know what I
Yeah, we
mean?
do have to take turns kind of looking after him
Yeah,
during the
Yeah.
weekend to make sure he doesn't get lost or
yeah.
do anything too things that
Bend
would
the
keep
wrong
him in the city or get deported out of the country. Something. We try to keep him on the straight and narrow as much as we can.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so there was one brand. Let me see if I can find that picture because I took one for Wolfgang. Um,
Oh boy, here we go.
no, it was horrible. I mean, it's like flea market junk for like $300. They should be like $5 at best.
Keith saying I can't be homecoming king because I didn't buy. But Keith, that's the thing. No,
Yeah, I did not take a
nobody
picture.
nobody expected you to buy anything. Not even wind up.
Ah, ah. I'm gonna. Oh,
So
the problem is I'd be putting the people on blast. But
yeah, yeah.
if you see this, uh, it's basically just brass watches, which you could get for like $2 in an Eastern European shop down in
Yeah,
Tbilisi.
yeah.
It's called Watchcraft. So it's trying to mimic the whole, World of Warcraft scene with those type of watches.
Yep.
But oh my God, I mean, our friend Hobby Bobby would die if he just saw it. Forget
Yeah,
wearing the watch. He just
yeah,
sees it and like, I'm dead.
yeah. Uh, well, hey guys, listen, Mike, Dib, thank you so much for coming on tonight, sharing your stories and your favorite watches over the weekend. And I think a lot of the guys on the chat who don't have the
Excuse
opportunity
me.
to get to some of these events. I think you guys did a great job explaining what's going on. And look, the best part of it to me, yes, I mean we're there for the watches, but it's the camaraderie.
I
Friendship.
primarily go for the people. I mean, I
Yeah,
really don't care about the watches. I know. I mean, not to sound like an ass, but I know most of it. I
yeah,
mean, I don't need an education from the folks there.
yeah,
We have plenty of people in our group who are far more knowledgeable than any person there, maybe except the manufacturer.
yeah.
I'm not comparing myself to Kari. Just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we know what you mean. We know what you mean. Yeah. So again, Mike, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Dib,
Thanks, Bobby.
chat. Thanks for playing along. And hey, I'll see you guys next week on an episode of Watch Tube. Thank you guys. Good night.
See you guys.
Take care.